Assalamu alaikum, my name is Asnan and today we are going to explain example with proteus simulation in C language. Now first of all we are going to explain the example from chapter 7 and chapter 9. First of all we are going to open the source codes. Now here are the source codes. This is the example 7-1. Now what we are going to do first of all, we are going to open Proteus software. Now we are going to select new project and name it as Proteus simulation C. Now we are going to change the location to desktop, and then we do not want to create a PCB layout, and then we want to create a firmware project, and here we are going to select the AVR family, and the controller is going to be Atmega 328P, which is here Atmega 328P. And for assembly we are going to select AVR ASM, but as we are doing it in C language, we are going to select Arduino AVR and then next and finish. Now here we are going to first of all copy the code given in the source code. First of all we are going to copy the header file, which is include AVR IO, and we are going to print it in here. And now we are going to write here. Now we are going to write here a loop, which is going to be void caps lock E6 underscore क्या
स्पेस बार तो दे भाई, फंक्शन नहीं बनेगा. फंक्शन नहीं है, स्पेस बार दे
इधर.
हाँ,
void E6 underscore and infinity 1 and infinity brackets. Now we are going to copy the. Now there has been a mistake done. We are not going to define it in the setup, we are going to define it in the loop. So we are going to copy it and place it here. Yes, and then we are going to again explain this outside the loop. And now enter and curly brackets, and we are here going to write the source code, which is here. Now this is the code. Now we are going to copy and paste the code. Now what we are going to do is, first of all enter this curly bracket, and then this curly bracket is removed and the return 0 is also removed, and also this would also be removed. Now here is the code. Now we are going to compile the code and see if it is successful or unsuccessful. As we can see that it is completed successfully. Now we are going to run the simulation that is going to show which pins are working in the Atmega 328P. Now we are going to run the simulation, and as you can see the pin 29, port 29, which is 20 and 18 is working. Now here is the simulation for the first code. Now we are going to move forward to the second code. As we can see that this is the second code, and as we have already included the header file, we are just going to copy this code and paste it in the software. As we have seen that the simulation is running, first we have to stop the simulation, and then we need to write the code in here. Now this code is going to explain that we have the character assigned as mylist and the port B is defined to the hexadecimal number, which is a register, and a for loop is applied, which has an overall space of 10, which is going to be from 0 to less than 10, which is 0 to 9, and the port B is going to equal to the output Z, which is listed in the my list character, and the while one is an infinity loop. Now we are going to compile this code and see if it is successful or not successful. As we have seen that it is completed successfully, now we are going to run the simulation as we have done before. And now, as you have seen, the same pin, as it is a similar code, the same pins are working, which is the port 29, port 20 and port 18. And now we are going to explain the third code. Now in this game, as similar as the first one, we have already included a header file. Now we are going to copy the main body of the code and paste it in here. Source code. As simulation is running, we have to first stop the simulation and then copy the code in here. And now now in this code, the port B is equal to the register, which has a hex value of this, and then the port B equal to this. Unsigned character is Z, and a for loop is again applied, which is less than 200, which is equal to almost 200 values, but it is 0 to 199, and an increment set double positive is applied, and the port B is equal to port B, and while one is an infinite loop. Now we are going to compile this again and see if it is successful or not. As you have seen that it is completed successfully, now we are going to run the simulation. Now we have run the simulation and see that the port 29, 20 and 18 are working. Now we are going to run the code from the chapter 9. These were the 3 codes from the chapter 7, and now we are going to do it from chapter 9, which are here. Now we are going to select this example. As you have seen that the header file is already there, and we are going to copy the main body. Now we are going to copy this code, and the header file is already copied, as you know. Stop the simulation first and then write the code in here. Now we are going to copy the code and write it in here, right in the proteus simulation. First of all, we are going to copy the main, which is the int main character, and we are going to copy it above the void. And then we are going to select the other part of the code and paste it in the previous code file, which is here. And now we are going to compile the written code and see if it is successful or not. As we have seen that there is an error, so now we are going to resolve the error. As you have seen, we have made a mistake here and also here, so we are going to change it and write the one the code has given, and then compile it again to see if it works or not. Now you have seen that the code has completed successfully, and now we are going to run the simulation. Now you have seen that the ports that are blinking shows in with that these are the ports of the ATmega 328P, which are resolving the code that we have written. It is 29, 8, 7, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 20 and 18 ports are working on the given code. Now we are going to do another example, which is going to be the 40 chapter 9 40th example, and in this example we are going to do the same. First of all, we are going to copy the code. Now this is, as you can see, that this is a delay code, which is the same as timer codes. This one is also a timer code, and the next that we are writing is also a timer code. These are the different timers, and now this is the port B, which is equal to a register which is the hex value of 0xFF. Now infinite loop is applied, and then these are the values which are we going to assign to the code, and then another while loop is given here, and then we are going to compile the code to see if it is successful or not. Now we can see that it has been completed successfully. Now we are going to run the simulation, and here is the simulation. As you can see that all the pins that are blinking and are lighted are the ones that are working. Now this is the video on the simulation of C language, and thank you.